This is just a quick video to talk about what you should do with a soft tissue sprain or acute injury to your ankle. It's to follow on from part 1, which is whether or not you should have got an x-ray. I hope you find this useful in helping with the acute first few days of what to do. My name's Steph and I'm one of the physios at sportsinjuryphysio.com, where you can get an online assessment for your injury and a personalised rehab plan. If this is something that interests you, then have a look at the description of this video and the link to the website is in there. Let's say you don't have a fracture. So you've either been to A&E and you've come back, it's not fractured, but it's still really sore, or you've decided you don't need to go to A&E, actually you can just rest it. What now? So you go into your acute soft tissue injury management, which these days is called peace and love. What I hear you say is that? Well, years ago it used to be called ice, compress, elevate. Everyone knew it, it was easy to remember. Then it became RICE, rest, ice, compress, elevate. Then PRICE, protect, rest, ice, compress, elevate. And then in about 2012, they decided to add in the O and the L to make it POLICE, which was protect, optimally load, ice, compress, elevate. And in the last couple of years, through more and more research, they've decided to call the acronym Peace and Love, which is clearly a lot longer. It's harder to remember what it means, but actually really good advice for soft tissue injury. Peace refers to the first 3 days, or the acute kind of stuff when you've just injured it. So that's when there'll be swelling, there might be bruising, there might be some bleeding in the joint, there might be, those more acute symptoms and the inflammation, which is the start of the healing process. Love refers to the stuff you do once that acute bit has settled down. So your acute stuff, you've just injured it, so the first few days. P stands for protect it. So you do need to rest it and look after it. If you need to use crutches, then use crutches. If you need to use a support, use a support. Protect the injury in the first few days. And then E is still elevate. So if it's your ankle, you want to put it up on a footstool, for example, or lie on your front with some pillows behind you with your foot up behind you so it can elevate it and help with that swelling. A is avoid anti-inflammatories. I still hear of so many people have an injury, take some ibuprofen. Well, think about it. Inflammation is the beginning of your healing process. It kickstarts your body into healing the injured tissue. You don't want to disrupt that in the first few days. You take an anti-inflammatory, it's going to dull down your own healing process. So A is avoid anti-inflammatories. And then C is still compress. And the second E is then educate. So learn about what you're going to be doing for your injury to get it better. The love portion of this acronym is for the second lot of stuff you do after that initial peace stuff has settled. So this is once your injury's calmed down a little bit and you're ready to rehab it and try and get it better. L stands for load. And it's so important to do the right load at the right time. And this is the sort of thing we physios can help you with. We can look at things and decide whether you should be sticking to weight bearing with body weight only, or whether you're ready to move on to resisted exercises or weighted exercises, or even when you're ready to move on to impact and jumping and running and changing direction. It all has to be done at the right time, in the right order, so that you can get your ankle nice and strong again and hopefully avoid any further injury. O is a strange one. It stands for optimism, and this is because they've done a whole load of research looking at people's attitude towards their injury, and they found that people who are more optimistic make a quicker and better recovery than those who are either really scared, really anxious, or what they call catastrophize about their injury, as in think about it all the time and have it rule their lives. So O is for optimism, and that's really about your attitude towards recovery. V stands for vascularization. Again, one of these ones that I think they've just put in to fit with the acronym. But anyway, this is how cardiovascular recovery or the cardiovascular recovery you can do while you're still injured and maybe perhaps not able to run. So it will be for your ankle things like going swimming, or if you don't have too much swelling, then doing cycling or bike stuff, so that you try and get your cardiovascular system going again, which will improve your fitness anyway, improve your blood flow to the area and help your injury along. And then finally, E is for exercise, and there's a lot of strong evidence to show that exercise, so the right sort of strengthening, the right sort of balance, looking at static balance, dynamic balance, looking at getting you back into your sport-specific movements that you need to do, but at the right time with the right amount of load. Exercise has been shown to really improve not only your recovery, but improve your chances that this injury isn't going to happen again. I hope you found that useful. Once again, if you need any more information or you want us to have a look at your injury, then please do get in touch with us. The link to the website is in the description, and good luck. I hope this gets you back on the pitch or back on the road as quickly as possible, and I hope that your injury gets better very, very soon.